chance to get a little perspective. What we're seeing, this is the back part of the Jacob Javits Center, but you can just see how close we are to everything. There in the distance, you can see the Intrepid Sea and Space Museum, and this is Fleet Week, so there were a lot of visitors there. There's so much to see, and then there's the Hudson River. What you're seeing here is the Hudson River, and the other side is New Jersey. It's just amazing seeing everything. And where we are right now and where I'm filming from is the Highline. This is like a great innovation that former Mayor Bloomberg created, and with the great support of the de Blasio administration, it turned out to be a very good idea. And you can see all the people on the Highline right now just enjoying this Monday, Memorial Day. Now, this is another view of the Highline. You can see it's just a great view from here. All the people just enjoying this Monday. And as we look and turn around, you can see more people walking in the distance. That also in the distance is part of the Highline. And again, thanks to Mayor Bloomberg and the de Blasio administration, which is currently in charge of the city, they allow this great amenity for the citizens of New York, for the tourists of New York to come and just enjoy New York. This is one of the great things about New York, where there are a lot of things that are free, that you just have to be aware of them to want to take part. And this goes from 34th Street to 14th Street, and it was an old railroad track. And instead of tearing it down, or instead of doing nothing with it, they decided to make it into a park. Of course, they had all the owners of the real estate agree, and then later on the city started saying that maybe we're going to charge more money for the taxes, and the owner says, wait a minute, you never told us that when you were asking us if we agreed. You just said, would you like to have the Highline? It's going to be great. So then the city relented, and they decided, you know what, maybe the owners are right. Maybe we shouldn't charge them more in taxes, because that's not what they agreed to. But for many in New York, it's a great thing. The rest of the Highline. It's just amazing seeing this. And this is leading to 34th Street. And then what we're seeing in the distance is the Jacob Javits Center. And it's very, very convenient to get to the Highline. It's pretty much, well, the entrance to the Highline is pretty much between 11th Avenue and 12th Avenue on 34th Street. Very easy to get to the entrance. And pretty much where I'm pointing the camera is where the entrance is. Now, you can see here a place for trucks. But as I said earlier, like with the Hudson Yards development, this truck depot is going to disappear probably in the future, because it's just, the space here is going to be way, way too valuable for trucks. I'm sure the owner will get a great offer if the owner chooses, but I would bet that the owner would probably say, look, you're making me a great offer. There's no way I'm going to have trucks here when I could get all this money and move the truck someplace else. Here's another view of the Highline. You can just see in the distance all the buildings on 42nd Street. And then this, as I said earlier, is Jacob Javits Center, the building in the green with the green glass. And that is a magnificent construction. That whole structure there is the Jacob Javits Center. So it's one of the really big convention centers in New York and in the United States. And there are so many events always going on there. And then you could see in the distance other buildings along 11th Avenue and other buildings in Manhattan. It's just amazing seeing this. And this is one of the reasons why there's so much hope and inspiration put into this area, because it's going to become a major developmental area. Everyone knows that. And it just takes time. The one great thing about New York is they seem to have a vision of the future. And so this is one of their visions of the future, to have this development take place. More of the Highline Park. You can see all the people enjoying this beautiful Memorial Day. And then this park is a former railroad track. And you can see here, if you look closely, like there's railroad tracks right here. And so, and you can see even on the sidewalk, railroad tracks. So what ended up happening is, with these railroad tracks, instead of tearing up the trestle and throwing everything away, they decided to make it into a park. And I'm sure in the future they'll make it into a much bigger park, but for right now they like it to just be a walking park. And you can see all the people just enjoying the walking, and for them it's very, very nice. And the park leads from here, 30th Street, all the way to 34th Street, right opposite the Jacob Javits Center. And it's kind of like a big U, because it'll go around and around and around and around. And right about at this point is the exit. And people still enjoy it. Even though it's a walk like that, it provides an excellent view for everyone. Examples of the crowds that just enjoy the skyline. You know, people just enjoy walking along the skyline just to see everything. For them, it's very, very fun. It's a very enjoyable thing to do. View of the Highline on 30th Street. You can see all the people heading in another direction. It goes all the way to 14th Street. And then you can see in the distance, there's like a little bridge that has trees on it. That's part of the trestle that goes from 30th Street, and then it starts heading south. And these are all the people just walking. And again, the Highline starts on 34th Street and between 11th and 12th Avenue, and it goes all the way down to 14th Street. So it's a nice long walking path for everyone. And people really, really enjoy it.
This is